Sparta, an ancient Greek city-state renowned for its military prowess, has fascinated historians for centuries. Its legacy is that of an unbeatable warrior society, yet beneath the surface of Spartan bravery lies a complex and hidden world. This series will dive deep into the secrets of Sparta, from the rigorous training of the young to the political structures that maintained its dominance for centuries. What drove the Spartans to become such fearsome warriors? And how did their society function behind the scenes? Prepare to uncover the hidden world of Sparta, one filled with discipline, fear, and unyielding power. If you are new to this channel, I would really appreciate if you can subscribe and give a like to this video. Please check out our other videos as well. Let's dive into the world of Sparta. The backbone of Spartan military dominance was their education system, known as the agoge. Boys were taken from their families at the age of 7 and subjected to a strict, regimented life. The agoge was not just about teaching combat but instilling discipline, loyalty, and a deep sense of sacrifice for Sparta. They were taught to endure pain, hunger, and fear with unwavering resolve. As they grew older, this system molded them into elite warriors, trained in every aspect of warfare. Spartan boys were taught early on that survival was paramount. They lived under the harshest conditions, often barefoot, poorly fed, and with little clothing. They were even encouraged to steal food to survive, but were severely punished if caught, not for stealing but for getting caught. The lessons learned in these formative years were simple. Spartan warriors must be resourceful, cunning, and unforgiving. As they grew older, some of the best Spartan warriors were selected for the Cryptia, a secret police force that maintained order by targeting helots, Sparta's enslaved population. The Cryptia operated in the shadows, eliminating any helots deemed a threat to Spartan stability. This brutal system ensured that the helots lived in constant fear of rebellion, cementing Sparta's control over its lower classes. Spartan women, unlike those in many other Greek city-states, enjoyed considerable freedom. While men were trained for war, women were expected to maintain the household, raise strong children, and even participate in physical training themselves. Spartan women had property rights and could inherit land, making them unique in the ancient Greek world. This independence contributed to the strength and stability of Spartan society. The ephors were powerful overseers in Spartan society, elected annually to ensure that the laws of the city-state were upheld. They wielded significant influence over both the military and political spheres and could even overrule kings. This unique power structure kept Spartan rulers in check and prevented any one individual from gaining too much power, a system that was vital to Sparta's long-term stability. Sparta was unique in having two kings, one focused on military campaigns and the other on domestic matters. This dual kingship allowed Sparta to maintain both internal stability and external strength, preventing any single ruler from becoming too powerful. However, the two kings didn't always agree, leading to conflicts that could shake the foundations of the Spartan system. The strength of the Spartan army was not just in individual warriors, but in the phalanx formation they used in battle. This tight, unbreakable wall of shields and spears allowed them to dominate battlefields across Greece. Each man had to trust the soldier beside him, and the discipline required to maintain the phalanx was drilled into Spartans from childhood. One of Sparta's most famous moments was the Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BCE, where 300 Spartans, led by King Leonidas, held off a much larger Persian army for 3 days. Although the Spartans ultimately lost the battle, their courage and sacrifice became legendary, inspiring future generations. The battle showed the world the might of the Spartan warrior ethos. While Sparta was a military powerhouse, it was built on the backs of the helots, an enslaved population that outnumbered Spartan citizens. The fear of helot revolts was ever present, and the Spartan state went to great lengths to suppress them, including brutal crackdowns by the Cryptia. These revolts were a constant reminder of the fragile nature of Spartan society. In 371 BCE, the Battle of Leuctra marked a turning point for Sparta. For the first time, Sparta's military might was decisively defeated by the Thebans, led by Epaminondas. This defeat shattered the myth of Spartan invincibility and signaled the beginning of the decline of Spartan power in Greece. The defeat at the Battle of Leuctra forced Sparta to confront a harsh reality. The once dominant military power was no longer invincible. The loss not only weakened their influence in Greece, but also emboldened the Helots, who saw this as an opportunity to push back against their oppressive rulers. With its military supremacy in question, Sparta found itself struggling to maintain control over its own territory and citizens. One of the key reasons for Sparta's decline was its shrinking population of full citizens, known as Spartiates. Over time, wars and internal issues decimated their numbers. Since only full citizens could serve in the Spartan army, this posed a significant problem for their military. As the number of Spartiates dwindled, Sparta's ability to project power on the battlefield diminished, accelerating their downfall. Even before Leuctra, Sparta's reliance on Helot labor was a double-edged sword. While the Helots allowed Spartan citizens to focus entirely on warfare, their resentment grew over generations of enslavement. After Leuctra, the Helots became bolder, and revolts broke out more frequently. This internal strife stretched Spartan resources thin and weakened their already fragile state. In the 3rd century BCE, King Cleomenes III of Sparta attempted to restore the state's former glory by implementing sweeping reforms. His primary focus was on social and economic changes, including land redistribution and expanding the number of citizens eligible for military service. Despite his efforts, Cleomenes' reforms were too little, too late, as Sparta's power was already fading and external pressures continued to mount. Even as Sparta's military dominance waned, the ethos of the Spartan warrior endured. Spartan society was built on a foundation of courage, discipline, and sacrifice. The saying, "Come back with your shield," or "on it," encapsulated the expectation that a Spartan would either win in battle or die honorably. This warrior code continued to influence military and cultural ideals long after Sparta's decline. As centuries passed, the image of Sparta transformed into something of a myth. Writers and historians, particularly from outside Sparta, often glorified their society as the epitome of discipline and martial virtue. This Spartan mirage created a narrative of Spartan perfection, omitting the harsher realities of their society, such as the brutal treatment of Helots and the rigid social hierarchy. The true story of Sparta is far more complex. The tactics and strategies employed by Spartan warriors have left a lasting impact on modern military thinking. The concept of a small, disciplined force standing against overwhelming odds, as seen at the Battle of Thermopylae, continues to inspire military leaders and soldiers alike. The idea of the phalanx formation, although evolved, still influences modern infantry tactics. Beyond the battlefield, the Spartans were known for their austere way of life. The term Spartan has come to mean simplicity and frugality, and this was a core aspect of their culture. Luxury and excess were seen as weaknesses, and Spartans prided themselves on living with only what was necessary. This attitude extended to their physical training, diet, and even their speech, which was famously laconic. Sparta's decline continued over the centuries, and by 146 BC, the city-state was absorbed into the Roman Empire. Although they were allowed some autonomy, Sparta was no longer a military power. The Romans admired Spartan discipline and incorporated aspects of their military system into their own. However, as a political force, Sparta's days were numbered. After being absorbed into the Roman Empire, Sparta continued as a small, regional center, but never regained its former glory. The city became a relic of a bygone era, visited by Roman tourists fascinated by its military past. Spartan traditions, while honored in name, were largely ceremonial, and the once feared warriors were now more of a cultural curiosity than a military force. Today, the ruins of Sparta stand as a testament to the city-state's once mighty civilization. Archaeologists and tourists alike are drawn to the remains of Spartan buildings and monuments, hoping to catch a glimpse of the past. Although little remains of the original city, the influence of Sparta lives on in history books, museums, and popular culture. Though Sparta's power faded long ago, its legend endures. The ideals of discipline, courage, and sacrifice have continued to resonate throughout history. From ancient Greece to modern times, the story of Sparta has been told and retold, each time adding new layers to its mythos. Sparta's influence on military tactics, governance, and culture remains a powerful reminder of what can be achieved through sheer determination and unity. The mythos of Sparta has permeated modern popular culture, especially through films like 300, which portrays the Battle of Thermopylae. While these depictions are often dramatized, they keep the spirit of Spartan bravery alive in the public imagination. Spartans are often depicted as the ultimate warriors, embodying strength, sacrifice, and resilience. These portrayals continue to inspire athletes, soldiers, and leaders across the world. Spartan discipline and training methods have had a lasting impact on modern military systems. From the rigorous physical conditioning to the focus on teamwork and mental toughness, the Spartan approach to creating warriors is still studied and emulated by military academies and special forces today. Many of the world's top military units adopt the philosophy of pushing soldiers to their physical and mental limits. In Spartan warfare, the shield was not just a piece of equipment. It symbolized unity and protection. Spartans fought in the phalanx, where each warrior's shield protected the man beside him. The phrase, "come back with your shield," or on it, emphasized that the shield was more than a personal defense, it was a tool of collective strength. This concept of unity in the face of danger resonates deeply in both military and civilian life today. The leadership values of Sparta have been studied by military commanders, historians, and leadership experts alike. Spartan kings and generals led by example, often standing in the front lines of battle, symbolizing courage and dedication to their men. The idea that true leaders must be willing to sacrifice themselves for the good of the group is a timeless Spartan lesson that echoes through the halls of military academies and boardrooms today. Spartan warriors were renowned for their physical fitness, and their training regimens have inspired modern fitness programs. Today, Spartan fitness challenges, obstacle races, and endurance events draw inspiration from the rigorous training methods of ancient Sparta. These programs focus on building strength, endurance, and mental toughness, much like the Agoge of old. The concept of Spartan resilience and the never-give-up attitude has become a popular metaphor in sports. Teams and athletes that adopt a Spartan mentality focus on discipline, teamwork, and the ability to push through pain and adversity. The term Spartan is used as a badge of honor to signify mental toughness and the ability to overcome challenges, whether on the battlefield or the sports field. The story of Sparta did not end with its decline as a military power. Its values, ethos, and legacy have transcended time, inspiring countless generations. Though Sparta fell centuries ago, its lessons about discipline, sacrifice, and unity are still taught in military academies, written about by historians, and portrayed in films and books. Sparta may no longer exist as a city-state, but its legacy continues to influence modern society, keeping the spirit of the Spartans alive. Thank you for making it to this far. We have more amazing videos in pipeline, so please subscribe so you don't miss out. Also, please don't forget to like, comment, and share. I will see you in the next video.